Loot Bet. Made for live betting.
Don't know how to build a team from scratch or find good teammates? DreamTeam.gg, the ultimate team building platform. Find and connect with new players, coaches and teams. Manage and monetize your team. Get on fast track to advance from novice to amateur and, if desired, to professional gamer. Join DreamTeam.gg today.
It's the quick scope! This is unreal! Anything is possible! Anything is possible!
Ustello is a monster, Tom!
I'm doubling down. I'm committing with it. It's AVANGAR 2-1. I'm calling it, Van.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you said it before we got going. You said it before going into Mirage. You believed in AVANGAR. They have a sweet spot in your heart, don't they?
They do, they do.
Yeah, and
as do you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm warming it up to them, definitely. And I mean, it's understandable why, given how they've been showing up in pretty much every matchup they've had so far. There's a reason why they're sitting at 2-1, and now with a very real chance of actually making it to the playoffs at the cost of Liquid.
That would be a crazy upset. And hey, even if they go down here to Liquid, I don't think there's any shame. They've showed a great Mirage, and Mod Dust 2 is just Liquid through and through. We head to a map that we have our reservations on. Just looking up the stats as well for Liquid on this map recently, it has not been positive.
Yeah, no, first off, they haven't played it all that much, which is a bit of a worry. I guess, to be fair, they hadn't played Dust 2 much either, but Cash has been in the map pool for, forever at this point. So you would have expected a few more games being in there as well in the last couple of months, but what they've had is not necessarily too impressive. Losses to, I guess, again, Astralis, but everybody's losing to them, so that's fair. But they did lose yesterday versus SK in their best of 3 on Cash. I think it was 16-12. That was the final results, and their wins are just, I say just against teams like Greyhound and Renegades, but
it's a fair thing to say. I think.
Yeah, it's not in the same caliber as your SKs and your FaZe or Astralis, right? And on the other side, on the flip side of it, AVANGAR, they've had good results where they've beaten SK on Cash. They dismantled Godsend with no problem whatsoever. So you look at it and you think it's just like, well, this might actually work out pretty well for them. As you can see, just 5 last maps on Cash, won all of them, including ones versus Virtus Pro, SK, and Godsend. And on Liquid side, losses to Astralis and SK, but
it's not so much like the losses for me, it's the lack of wins, right? It just makes you question it.
No, it's just that they don't really have too many great notches in their belt in terms of like who they've actually beaten on the map. It's lower level competition, but again, I guess it's all down to opportunity as well. Like if you end up in a lot of SC3 series and end up winning 2-0 and you don't go to a third map that could have been Cash, then like it's not your fault for just getting the job done earlier. That could also be part of it, but it remains to be seen. I think we've seen enough out of AVANGAR to not write them off before the game begins. They've definitely showcased that they know how to play Cash. They just have solid individual players, and from what we saw in Mirage, again, not that just flustered, chaotic T side that we saw versus Godsend. Even though it worked versus Godsend, it was much more well thought through and at least much better executed on AVANGAR's side in that game. So that bodes well too. And I think mentality-wise, losing Dust 2 the way they did, sure, it was like a bit of it was a one-sided stomping, but I don't think that's going to affect them too much. They probably knew coming into it, more so than we did, obviously, because we were speculating a lot as to how much practice they've gotten on the map. But probably weren't expecting to win that out.
No.
So yeah, they can come into fresh minds. They know it's just the best of one now for a spot in the playoffs.
However, on the flip side, for Liquid's sake, I think it's good to see that they've adapted, especially off the back of that second map. Right, Mirage was a bit scary in the sense that it didn't look like they were reading into well what AVANGAR were doing. Second map, though, completely counted literally everything. Not just in terms of having good setups and being prepared on Dust 2, but clearly fixing problems that were shown in Mirage. So coming into this third map, there's a very good chance that we could have the same from Liquid if they can, force rotations and do a good job in that sense against AVANGAR. Hey, you never know. I don't want to say you never know about Liquid. Like, let's be real, they are the favourites. I'm just kind of going with the underdog here for the sake of the argument.
Yeah.
But
just to clarify, I'm still siding with Liquid to win this.
I don't want to like misconstrue anything. Liquid are obviously the better team, but I think there's a good upset potential.
Yeah, no, I definitely think so. Again, we've talked about it multiple times. Vita, we felt like could have gone better for Liquid in that sense. The 2 out of the 3 maps are very comfortable for AVANGAR. So if they were to get to a third map, they're not going to feel like any extra pressure because they're going into this thinking like, oh damn, we don't know how to play Cash. That's not the instance at all. So really cool to see, and we're going to see Liquid start on the T side as well, AVANGAR on CT. We saw most of the work AVANGAR did versus Godsend. That was on the T side, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it? So it's going to be cool to see how the CT side pans out.
Let's find out. Straight into the pistol round here. Jame on the kit smoke. We've got a lot of nades for the side of Liquid. And what is the setup for AVANGAR here? What is their bread and butter? It's heavy to middle with 2 players. Only one up in A main, that's Kicker just spotting early on, but he'll fall back. Liquid smoke setup here from Elige, that's going to be going over the A side. Potentially a heaven smoke there.
I think it might be
or
a highway.
Cross? Yeah, it seems like a cross smoke actually, like a deep E-box kind of area. I'm not sure about. I've not seen that one.
Let's see here. Still sitting up, just going to fly out. I think it's going to land at the top of highway if I'm not completely wrong. If he ever throws it.
Yeah, we'll wait. Liquid all set up in the door, though, and where is it?
It is the highway smoke.
Okay, good. Well, it's down, and the flashes will come out, so will Liquid through the door and into the site. AVANGAR playing for retake, but they have the kit to do so, so it's not a big problem. Already, Kicker just pushing straight in. He's not going to catch across. Nafly gets back towards the door. This is good for Liquid, actually. They are in a very, very sound spot in this round. They've got a lot of control back towards Squeaky and main. It's going to be very, very hard for AVANGAR to clear out all these positions. And they're going to begin to push in, but Twist already on top. Find the boost. He's covered by the smoke as well. Flash through main to just get aggressive. Elige going to chase us down. The USPs cannot hold up against the Glock, and Elige with 3. What a round from Liquid. No way AVANGAR expected that.
It was just such a long standstill where nobody got anything done, and then Elige was like, well, guys, just hold up for a little bit. I'm going to take matters into my own hands. Finds 3 kills almost immediately, and even dinks up the last player as well that he was shooting at before going down. Just talk about swinging things in your team's direction there. So Team Liquid ending up winning the pistol round. And what I'm going to be super interested to see is whether or not, you talked about how they've adjusted on Dust 2. They played more to actually messing with the rotations of AVANGAR, if they're going to be able to keep that up on a map like Cash, because there's definitely opportunity for it.
Yeah, for sure. Mid's going to be interesting to see if AVANGAR are able to hold it. At least in this round, it's a no, but they are only on pistols. Already 1 man down and Jane forced back. It's like we're taking quick control and having really no problem about it. Plenty of time as well, so they don't exactly have to burst onto a site anytime soon. And with Taco up in the door as well, hinting towards maybe one of these late A plays, but just as easily we could see a better split. AVANGAR with 3 on the B site, so again stacked up. Although this is the perfect kind of round to throw a stack like this in the mix. You have no information. Liquid basically are going to go for a gamble play unless they, feel up highway and try and work out where this setup is for AVANGAR. We could just see Liquid walk to their death. But no, Taco catches Kicker, getting aggressive and shooting the body as well for good measure. Liquid still pushing a couple of players into B, but they're about to work out the A site is completely empty. So this B stack may be rumbled.
Three players cooped up. Naf is on to what's going on here. He's not willing either to run in, but Buster's just not really going to be interested in any of those shenanigans. It's a great way to get a weapon. It's an AK salvaged. Bomb finally goes down for Liquid. And I guess likelihood of them wanting to chase after this isn't too high. They don't have more than 1 SMG to really gather up that much cash. And it is Nitro who is the one outlier here. Far off the map, looking for stuff. Finds Prison. It's not a favorable range to go at it into a duel with the UMP. Just going to close the gap, but Kristen is there with the help of James. So I think that's going to end most of the aggression while I say that. Tacos. He's got Bloodlust going on.
Yeah, I was going to say, this could be one scary thing for AVANGAR. If Liquid have just awoken and they're just going to play no respect CS and hunt down everything and keep AVANGAR, you know, like, oh my god, Taco. Baby. If Liquid are just going to pressure AVANGAR and suffocate them the entire game, kind of like how they did on Dust 2, I think then this could certainly be a stronger affair than we expected for Liquid here.
Oh, yeah. For sure. It remains to be seen. Obviously, this is just the initial stages of the game. You don't put too much stock into what AVANGAR are actually able to put up here and now without any weapons to speak of. I'm really curious to see, because we didn't get to see too much of the CT side from AVANGAR, like how active are they going to be with moving James around the map with the AWP or the double AWP setup and whatnot. It's going to be interesting. For now, though, Team Liquid just doing their part. Easy as you like, finding frags left and right. Ooh, Mag-10 runs out of bullets. Tagged up James pretty heavily, so that chase is probably not going to stop anytime soon.
Oh my god, they're just circling. He's back in A. James is in the A site. He's wrapped down CT to get highway to A. And somehow they don't even realize, like, he can't win the round, but he can maybe get a kill here. Elige, ooh. What's the game plan here for James? Because he knows he can't stick the bomb. There's no way they're going to leave the site with 10 seconds up. Surely. Right? Guys?
Hello?
Guys? Oh no. James, don't do this to me. Nah, it's fine. They're still here. They're still here. But they're getting scared.
but I mean, the bomb is going to be
He's going to try
right?
and keep them to go down with the bomb. I think that's a game plan. I like it. It's a nice attempt, but he will be dropped. That's funny, though. Third round for Liquid, and AVANGAR now with money to play with. James with an AWP. And that kill has given him a smoke, so it's always about the little things.
It's the small details. Well, now the first round that really matters comes into play, and I think we need to see AVANGAR getting off to, well, not necessarily a similar start to Mirage, that's a bit hopeful, but again, getting onto the board rather early on instead of letting Liquid get full grasp of the game and then building enough of a bank to the point where it's going to take so long for AVANGAR to actually reset them. See how this...
Ooh, look at this. Oh my god, AVANGAR doubling up again, grouped as they always are. Take down Taco in the door. So Kicker getting revenge for that Deagle round where he rushed in when was taken down, clearly wanting to flex his muscles a little bit, and I don't blame him. So first pick found for the side of AVANGAR. A man advantage taken, but they don't have a lot of utility left. Only one smoke, a couple of flashbangs. And again, no kits. They don't really want to be playing retake. Luckily enough, again, with a man advantage, it's going to be difficult for Liquid to get in a spot where they can plant, because AVANGAR are probably confident to take gunfights on the site, knowing they can effectively trade down to the last man. The smoke again set up. That is highway. And it'll be going over with Liquid hitting this A site. Flash through. Molly actually for Demasek. Kicker waiting for contact. He's going to peek out Elige. Oh, good shot from Elige. Opening up. They don't realize Demasek's here and he might be able to shut this whole operation down. Bomb dropped, looking for Elige and he finds him. Last man up, but it's going to be Twist keeping the A site under control.
Oh, and look at Naf as well from the back on B. Still fairly isolated though. The two remaining AVANGAR members can push on to Twist here. Okay, they're going to split their attention now. Oh, Chris loses out on the duel versus Naf. That's a big opportunity lost.
Oh, what a shot. 10 seconds up. James! How is that happening? What a mess of a round.
What a mess indeed, but James, 2 quick frags there. Quick on the trigger with the AWP, manages to salvage it for AVANGAR. They had plenty of opportunities to be able to deal with that, mainly off the back of Demasek's double kill from the back of Quad, but whew. They definitely made that more enticing than it probably should have been.
Keeping our heart racing.
Yeah, definitely so.
Jesus Christ. Okay, well, Liquid are looking for the reset now. They know if they win this round... Oh my... AVANGAR, come on. What are they doing? 4 on B? They're playing with our hearts. They really are. No one on the A site right now.
This is so... I mean, if nothing else, it's bound to catch Liquid off guard, right?
Yeah, right. If Liquid walked into B, that would have been the funniest round ever, but I think they'll only run this setup for maybe 10 seconds or so.
I can see rotation coming back from J. They didn't find anything, but the fact that they're sticking with 3 people towards B from the get-go, they have no information as to what's going on anywhere on the map.
Yeah.
That's a big one. But goes very true to what they've been doing for the better part of the series, or for the better part of the tournament, if you want to put it that way.
Well, now look, they've just fully rotated to A. 3 players here. AVANGAR are playing follow the leader. A 4th man almost about to join, but Crizzen sticks in the connector for the time being. Doesn't want Liquid to have the ability to split the CT spawn. And still with 3 players sat on the site. Liquid are taking their damn time. They're looking for info, but AVANGAR aren't stretching past the extremities of the map. They're just rotating in through the tunnels that are the CT spawn, back and forth between the bomb sites, and now they give up mid. Liquid definitely going for an A player at this point. They're running out of options and running out of time. AVANGAR with 3 players here certainly have the weaponry to contend, and with AWP on Jame as well, that only adds to the list of problems for Liquid. Kicker on the site making contact, and here come the Molotovs, and here come the frags. Only 1 from Kicker. We need a kill from the back of the site, but it won't come through. It's Jame with the AWP who needs to do some work. Me running around the smoke and looking for a little bit more, but he might get blindsided from the back lines. The bomb plant coming in. Taco dinked down off the top of the box, and the pistol not going to work out because Taco, a big shot coming through. The AWP down, and this may be Liquid to find the reset here and now, unless Napoli gets caught. But luckily enough, Crizzen is completely alone in this spot and has to have a really big clutch to keep this one alive, and Taco's just not giving him a single bit of body. I don't think he even realizes what angle he's on. Yeah, I didn't even know you could hide there that well, but Elige covers Taco with 3 kills.
What a hero Taco is in that round.
Yeah.
You could see that, you could tell the communication is on point with AVANGAR, though. It's the second Taco gets dinked, Jame pulls out his pistol, runs at him, because that's honestly the smartest play to make in that kind of scenario. You can drop out the forklift player, which is a massive position to hold in an after plant, and Taco obviously wins out that first fight with Jame, but then follows it up with a second kill too. Just unreal. That saves the round for Team Liquid. That could have so easily gone wrong with the backstab there from A main. Liquid managed to hold on and send AVANGAR back to an eco. So small margins separating the 2 teams to start us off. So the first chaotic round that brought around on the board for AVANGAR.
And Liquid just given map control here. Mid is theirs. Oh, they don't want it. I send it back. Elige doesn't, though. He continues to push down the highway. And AVANGAR, 5 players on the A site. Classic strategy. Tried and tested, although not too successfully so far this map. They are down by 3. Liquid, they could walk into this, but my question mark here is, does Elige push into the Z connector? Because if he does, they can easily just split towards B. And yeah, look at this. Taco's just playing a bait on this site. The bomb's already having rotated. They have vent control. Elige has a great position on the T side because he can just lock down every single A rotate. And Liquid, they're not falling for any of these tricks.
Liquid are just playing this so safe, so well. Elige definitely showing that he's feeling it right now. Started off the game with a 3K and hasn't really let up steam since then. Taco's going to go down to Dima, but doesn't really matter. Bomb site is in control of Liquid, and so is the round. And AK will potentially be saved on Dima's sake, though. So nice little get into the next round. Liquid just continuing to get more and more rounds, making the life of AVANGAR so much harder.
Yeah, I think this is where Liquid start to regain control of this series. Certainly a good start to the T side. Although AVANGAR will be pulling in the big guns next round, Liquid are trying to take every single bit they can away from them, or at least Elige's. They have an opportunity towards a CT spawn. Crizzen is in the back. Elige just taking his time. Again, doesn't want to give away anything unless he can find something for it. And there it is. Kill coming through, runs away, takes a pistol. Au revoir. Liquid now with 5-1. And AVANGAR, actually, sorry, they don't have the big guns coming in. It's still an eco coming through. Of course, the reset from Liquid has had further complications to their economy.
Yep. Still means it's going to be chances for Liquid to increase their lead and also increase the size of their money purse here. Dima does have light Kevlar to boot with that AK. maybe he's going to be able to do something with it. So we've seen what can happen. Like, rounds can spiral out of control if you get the first kill as that. And then follow it up with the second one and also the picked up weapon on Kickert as well. So the start that AVANGAR definitely needed to make this work is looking to come alive.
But they still have 3 on B. They're just about to rotate off. But Liquid, instantly, they spot the A play and they just dart their way back towards his site. And AVANGAR have committed with it.
When with Kickert pushing forward and, well, that should definitely be a big tell. Kickert also pushing aggressively by Squeaky Door. Should be a big tell of what's about to come. And AVANGAR just kind of making life hard for themselves here. Blocking each other by headshot position, getting out of position just in general from the B bomb site. No real reason for them to actually make a rotation at that point. But they have been very happy to over-rotate in the past as well. Just haven't been punished for it. This time, though, you can see the effects. Still low. An AK could be salvaged into the next round for Kickert.
Yeah, no one here to chase from Liquid. They don't want to throw anything away. Question is, will we see this double AWP dragged forward for Liquid? Or will one of them be swapped out for a rifle if they find one on the floor? Probably not. There's no bodies around this part of the map, so at this point they're committed. However, a 6-1 scoreline, very, very good start for Liquid in this map.
Absolutely. I'm kind of surprised to see that they want to stick with the double AWP. And I guess it could be off the back of what you mentioned, the fact that there's no other body around.
Yeah.
So initially it's being brought with them as a measure to prevent Kickert from picking up an AWP for Jame, but yeah, no, you don't oftentimes see double ops on the T side of Cash.
I mean, the big worry here for this map is the fact that, again, you know, AVANGAR, they stomped Godsent on this map just yesterday, but it was an 11-4 T side, and then we got a 5-0 CT side, which, again, like, that's pistol, that's 1 rifle round, and then that's the game done, and I'm sure Godsent were tilted anyway and force buying their way to oblivion. So it's not like we have a lot of data to go off, at least from this event from AVANGAR's CT side of Cash, which is showing. A bit of a lead for Liquid, and a double AWP at least for both teams here. Nafly's already been removed from the action, and AVANGAR, nothing special in the setup this round. They just bring us a very vanilla CS setup, which is nice, you know. Throw in a few flavors here and there, but ultimately you don't have to quad stack every bomb site.
No, there's a reason why vanilla is still around in that sense.
Yeah.
It's tried and true. It's a classic. There we go. So opening's not working out for Team Liquid with Naf going down in mid to Jame. Taco just peering out the door back and forth, hoping to see somebody straying off from their position, but AVANGAR not really moving too much. And somewhat surprisingly, actually, they haven't made a massive rotation off of B just yet either. We're going to see Kristen move over. So a pretty solid defense actually set up here on the side of AVANGAR in anticipation for the A execute.
There's not a lot of time left for this, so Liquid are going to move straight after this smoke. Actually, maybe even before. They can flash their way through. Twist looking for an angle above. Might even spot Kicker here. Doesn't. Just in the corner. Now the jump through. Elite getting into a very good position. Demasec just spraying and praying, and he will find one. Chris double down, and Jame will clean it up. AVANGAR back in this one with a big old round, but again, Liquid have money to buy up.
They do. They've been able to build up quite a bit. I guess it's going to take a bit out of the reserves from both Nafly and Nitro, as Legion and Taco haven't necessarily got all the cash they want to get utility and weaponry. So it's not going to be for too long that Liquid can rest on this bit of bank that they've saved up. And AVANGAR, they go to double up setup. We've seen it time and time again. Buster's definitely capable, even though I feel like he's been able to do more with a rifle in his hand. But nonetheless, it might be the solution that they need. It also allows them to, again, leave the B bomb site to a sole defender. Buster with a very passive position, though, so that could very easily burn them if Liquid decides to slow play it or just go for a B split. Here we are. Jame looking for someone to be on the boost. Naf is going to be there together with the Liege, but nobody's showing their head as of right now. Nate's going over. It's going to be a bit of a tell. Missed shot, though. And now he's going to get mollied out of position.
Still doesn't hit the follow-up as well. Demasec's got to do it, but Liege is going to overpower him. 8 HP left after that fight. Team Liquid. That's a big pick there. Very important. It's going to make this A site easier to take if they want to split up that highway, but already Elite falling back out of middle and going to the bog standard B play. 2 members of AVANGAR sit on the site, and it is Buster with the AWP. As long as they're not caught during rotations like they have at least on the previous B pushes, AVANGAR just need a couple of kills here to at least make this one a bit easier for themselves. Buster starts it off. That's a good first kill. Nafly dead. Still the push coming through. Nitro trying to break the corner, and you all jump around the angle. Chrisen needs to step up here because now the AWP is going to be overpowered, but Buster can't find the angle. He's going to miss a shot, ducking below his twist. And Jame on the other side of the map, he may have done damage. And there may be 2 low players on Liquid, but this is a bit of an ask.
Well, he didn't go for it on Dust 2 this time around, though. Let's see if he has some cojones with him. He's going to go for the long rotate as well. Hasn't picked up a rifle on this. No, he's...
Exits. This is fair, though. This is fair. Don't you think this is fair? I wouldn't go for this. He wants to save the AWP. He would have to swap out for a rifle.
The problem is Jame always wants to save the AWP. Always. And, I mean, there can definitely be information that 2 of the members on Liquid have actually been tagged up. That's a fair assumption. That's information that can be relayed rather reliably. It's not like you're far away when the bomb goes down. You have defuse kit. Sure, you don't have flashes, but... I mean, you're letting Team Liquid get further and further away without necessarily giving it your all to do something with it. And I mean, what are you going to really complement this buy with? Is it going to be one of those wonky buys that we've seen every now and again from AVANGAR where they buy up with CZs and whatnot? Because sure, that might have worked versus teams like Godsent and so on. Not as likely to work versus Liquid. They didn't have much success with it when they did it on Mirage, so... What benefit does it serve for you to actually being able to hold on to that up for now?
Watch Jame get an ace, okay?
I mean, if it would be difficult for it to happen, but...
The caster curse. Always around.
I would like to see him like have a bit more confidence, I guess, in himself to actually be able to win those kind of clutch situations. Because it would have been obviously massively beneficial for AVANGAR.
Yeah. I mean, you can make an argument for and against, and Jame... He doesn't like what you think, okay?
No, he definitely doesn't. It's not a big fan. He's not necessarily going aggressive either.
Look at this round, though. Yeah, I agree with that. He should definitely be trying to force a kill in this situation because, again, they've only got pistols to play with. Jame needs to be the point man here. Warbang coming through. Eventually will connect. Elite dropping 1.
Took a while.
Yep.
So now for me, there's no point in Jame actually rotating over at all.
No, I agree.
He needs to get as far away from the action as possible. It seems like they're just going to set up a bit of a bodyguard squad for him towards the CT spawn. But there's also, again, plenty of opportunities for Team Liquid to go hunting at this point. Obviously, Naf and Lee should stay a bit away from the action. They're low. Taco is onto the right move, though. He's clearing out the A-bomb side. He wants to make sure that they're getting locked in. And even though the money isn't necessarily that great on Team Liquid, they know it's going to be painful for AVANGAR to lose that op because... And then following around, now there's more of a chance for them to actually complement the op that's been saved. But if they're not able to do so, they've just kind of been put down to square one. But all right, Liquid seemingly not too interested, even though Taco is more or less cut off the entirety of the map.
Nafly's got to be careful here, though. Even if he commits to the spawn, he's so low. And yeah, Liquid not going to bother chasing. They do a little bit of hunting, but they leave the CT spawn open for business.
Team Liquid just... completely fine. They're more worried about themselves, really, than what AVANGAR have to play with.
And to be fair, that's understandable. We've got max $3,000. Oh, sorry, one player with 5K. Everyone else with $3,000 on the side of Liquid.
Yeah,
like, chasing there is a dangerous game.
Again, you can afford to give away 2 players. That's pretty much it. And Naf and Nedleash being on low HP, probably that what wins them off it. But still, but I guess if AVANGAR are never going to attempt clutches, then it's fine. Like you don't even have to go chasing.
It's true. Liquid certainly starting things off well on the T side. And to be honest, at this point, we just need like 5-6 rounds for AVANGAR on this entire half. And even then, that's unrealistic, I think, at this point. But if we were to get maybe 5-6 rounds and they got a chance at the T side, maybe they could pull things back. But if this carries on in the same rate, I think Liquid are going to run over this game. They're going to win second pistol, and AVANGAR aren't even going to get enough buys to have a go on the T side. Because Liquid are just looking so good right now. They're playing so safe.
They are. Nice and easy. Slow and steady wins the race, and that's really the mantra that Liquid are playing right now. They want to make their way to playoffs as quickly as possible. Speaking of quickly, very quick pace actually out into mid here.
Well, it's been a position that AVANGAR just haven't contested the entire game. We've not seen any mid control, no aggressive mid plays, no boosts, no vent control. I don't think I've seen anyone fight mid, really.
I think the closest thing we got was when James was on top of White Box one round.
Yeah.
Missed a shot, got Molotoved off, and that was just, well, we've lost mid, guys.
Let's not play it for the next 15 rounds.
In any case, though, I'm just giving a fair bit of real estate for Team Liquid to work with, so they want to move over towards that B-bomb site. But again, with not playing with any information of any sort on the side of AVANGAR, they can't necessarily make any of these gambled rotations that they've done in the past. 2 players stuck on the bomb site. They might actually get Molotovs out here as Liquid are free to set up for an execute. They do have Demasig somewhat nearby to make a rotation, but that's about it. It's going to have to be an efficient setup. There we go, Molotovs.
Oh no, they're sitting in
galore.
it. Oh, Buster, you're dead. Cook. Now Chris is going to have to step up because the burning has commenced. Demasig, luckily enough, in heaven, going to be able to rotate in with 2. Drops into the hands of Taco. And he'll take that kill every day, but 30 seconds left in a 1v3 on the site. Kristen does give away his position, but James will rotate in. So if Taco goes for the peak, he's going to get taken down by this AWP or the AK on the site. Kristen saves the secondary AWP. And AVANGAR, okay, another round on the board, but they're going to need a couple more.
Everything was really ideal for Team Liquid there. I'm not quite sure why they opted to have so many people go through checkers instead of actually walking through the smoke as you normally see on an execute like that. Instead, it's the first guy that Buster managed to get a kill on, and then nobody else shows up. The first player to actually show himself after that is Naf coming through from checkers. So just poor executed push from Liquid. They definitely had the opportunity. You could tell, like the Molotovs work out so nicely that nobody from AVANGAR is in a really comfortable position to play off of that with. Buster just dies and you know, to the flames. James, aggressive. Ooh, ducks out at the last second. Could have potentially found an opening kill there, but could have just as easily been traded as well.
Yeah, it's like a 50-50 on those smokes. It's just whoever has the better angle. It's complete luck half of the time.
Who's the better radar, I guess.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's always a balanced game right there.
Does feel like a bit of a coin flip. But in any case, nothing comes out of it. Instead of these being boosted up into mid. Does have the smokes that he could put down towards connector if he wants to do so. And for right now, there's nobody actually towards the mid. Again, I guess that is a given at this point.
There are 4 on A.
Yeah, they're doing that because they have the double up setup. Buster is posted up towards that B site with an op, just holding an angle. But it's kind of scary, it feels like, because they don't have mid control by any means. So if a B split comes in, that just means Buster's in a really rough spot. But
And because they spotted no one in main, they're going to rotate heavy to B, but that's the problem, because it actually is an A play, but Liquid are very, very late to take main control. So now with 30 seconds left, AVANGAR, there's no more quad stack, but there is a man advantage. James has pulled it back with the AWP, and now we need the next kill to come for Liquid if they want to win this round. Nitro's done it, exactly that, giving them an opportunity, a fighting chance, but Krisen has rotated in, of course, and AVANGAR, again, a stellar defense from Krisen. 3 kills from him. This man is actually having a good performance into this final map.
it really is. The two very big rounds as well, sitting at 9 frags. 3 in this round, the 2 in the previous. So being able to help out on both bomb sites. Liquid right there. Again, not the prettiest of executions we've seen.
And everything was going for them as well. AVANGAR rotated off. Liquid had the opportunity. Of course, they had to rush in through main with a few seconds left, but at the end of the day, it's not like there were players on the site, really. Not more than you would expect from them now.
But that was ad.
Yeah.
That was apparently enough for AVANGAR, though, so they do get a 4th round. And they also forced Liquid on an eco, so we talked about how great of a start Liquid had and how they've built up a ton of money, but eventually that goes away. Now it's on AVANGAR to make sure they get a pretty decent CT side. I mean, we had questions about it. We know they have a proficient T side, at least, versus the likes of Godsend. So who knows, it might be enough.
It was a, I think, 9-round half on the CT side versus SK. And then they went 7-1 on the T side. They only gave away 1 T side round. It got 7 rounds versus SK at ACL. So
not bad.
That's what I'm still holding out for here. I'm holding out for a strong T side, but I don't think it will happen unless they get at least 5 or 6 rounds here. But this is
some sort of a cushion to actually get into the game, right?
Just in case Liquid pick up a pistol and maybe take a rifle round.
James going to find the first frag as they move on to the A-bomb site. Taco trades back. So that's an op in the hands of Taco. He's going to get boosted up as well. Nobody's really showing. Still plenty of utility. They don't really need to move. It's on Liquid to make things happen. That's bomb down, that's off down, and a leash as well. 5 rounds on AVANGAR. Managed to retrieve the op as well, so double op setup is still going to be kicking. And AKs come out for Liquid. They're not going to have an op on their own, though. Nitro, $50 off. One of those cheeky decoys that people buy in pistol rounds.
Hate it. Absolutely hate it. Anyone that buys decoys and don't have a purpose for them, not a fan.
Yeah, same. It's wasteful. But in any case, on we go. AVANGAR looking to make this at least a close first half, and I think that's something they could be happy with considering their past on, or their history on the T sides as well. Giving them those opportunities. Buster actually boosted up on B. There's nobody around here, but over towards the B bomb site, you have a bit of a cheeky boost towards Sunroom, which is very nice to pick off people who try to stray off. And actually, Naf is going to walk into Sunroom. And boost pays off in a big way, and that's such a nice little move as well. If there's not too much action towards the B bomb side, like there hasn't been for a couple of rounds in a row, that often means that there's a passive player on the T side holding from Sunroom.
As well as that, AVANGAR actually had some mid control this round. Jane was spotting it, and because Liquid love to go for the mid splits to B, the fact the mid was open means they know there's no one in vents, so your vent's at least clear. You're not going to get rushed unless Liquid go for a kind of crazy Hail Mary push, and they have now actually entry B main. Double entry for Nitro. I mean, that's a star factor of this Liquid roster. He doesn't need the AWP. He's just finding kills galore. Elige finds another one in middle as well. The nade is just seconds too delayed. Elige gets out of there alive, and that may be the round for Liquid.
It does seem so. Yeah, Nitro with the big play on the B bomb side, removing both players there. If you just see one response from AVANGAR, that could be all it takes for them to go for this kind of a retake, but wasn't meant to be no Molotovs to really fend them off. They would have liked to have 2 smokes as well to kind of negate what kind of angles Liquid could set up crossfires from if they were to go for it. That means Liquid are going to get up to 9 and only 1 remaining chance for AVANGAR to put numbers on the board. Actively hunting. He doesn't care about money, obviously, going into the last round. He just wants to make sure that AVANGAR are feeling the pain. It's not going to pan out the way you hope for, but on we go. Double ops once again. Now, for the sake of the game, I'm hoping that AVANGAR will be able to get to a 6.
Yeah. Well, it's anyone's game at this point. Liquid, a very strong T-side into this map, and that was one of our worries. How confident are they going to be? How prepared are they going to be? And we're not seeing anything too crazy in terms of depth. They're just playing nice, fundamentally sound CS. Yep. Good trading.
Oh,
good mid control, but
lucky to come out alive from that. I think down to 15 HP pretty much on the first burst from Demasik, but he's not able to connect the last couple of bullets. But at least it's going to fend him off. So we talked about it for the longest time, how we wanted to see some mid control, or at least some contests of mid from AVANGAR, and we're finally seeing it. It's going to put Liquid on a bit of a back foot. No boost around this time on the B-bomb side, but they do have 2 players. And yeah, for now they've given up complete mid control. They probably feel like, yeah, well, we've shown ourselves for once, at least, towards mid, so that's probably enough.
Yeah, I'll keep him back for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Now Fly is now going to spend the next 30 seconds watching that highway push, but no one's there.
There we go, and back into mid. It's going to be the name of the game for Liquid. No bomb retrieved for them yet. Might set up for an A split here, given the fact that Elige is setting up for a couple of smokes here. You do still have twists over towards that B bomb site, though. So maybe Taco is just supposed to be a bit of a lurk here.
Time is really low, though.
It's running down, and there's still plenty of utility, really, on a lot of these players. James in a very active position here. Oh, goes off the angle.
That might be the best for him, though, to be honest.
And this is going to force a rotation over towards B here, but still Molotovs in play and also smokes on Buster.
15 seconds, they got to go bouncing in. Nitro does, but he jumps to his death. Nafly with the trade. Buster needs one more. 10 seconds up. He can win this round on his own if he can land one shot, but Elige won't allow it. And Jame with the rotation only finds a single kill before the trade is found. Demasik, probably the worst player for the situation, because no kit, no utility, half health, everything playing against him, and 2 players of Liquid for him to find. He's going to sneak on through. Elige has the angle, and that will be it. Liquid find 10 on the half, a very, very strong half. Definitely an opportunity there for AVANGAR, but some missed shots in the final round. There were only 10 seconds left when they went for that push, however. That should have been AVANGAR's round, but big mistakes and nice capitalization from the side of Liquid. If they get pistol on top of that, this could be their game.
It could be the end of it. Definitely could. And that's why, I guess, as an AVANGAR fan, you would have liked to have that 6th round. It's a bit of a more cushion.
Nah, they
guaranteed one more buy run in there.
They don't need it.
Well, we have one AVANGAR fan here, at least. We'll see how this pans out, though. Kiekert, who's been, well, together with Buster, actually, has been vital parts of AVANGAR's success so far in this tournament. Not having the greatest of games up till this point. So let's see if they can turn it around and kick it up to 11. It's going to be much needed.
Very slow T-side pistol there for AVANGAR.
No rushes and a retake setup on the side of Liquid. They do have the diffuse kit onto Twist in addition to a smoke, but yeah, predominantly focused around that B area. It's a bit awkward to retake. Kiekert. He's going to go for the long-range duel with Twist, and well,
I think he'll take that.
Immediately connects. Let's see if that actually pushes anyone off. Liquid have been very committed to the fact that they want to play for a retake. Maybe they swap out Twist with Nafly in terms of like who's going to play long-distance duels. And yeah, Naf's going to come out to help, and he finds Kiekert, and that actually sends AVANGAR away from the B-bomb site.
Who needs a silencer? Naf took his off and still found the kill. Trying to be loud and proud on this A-bomb site. AVANGAR looking to go for the execute, but if you want to call one smoke an execute, go ahead. It's into the site. Demasik has found a kill on middle, catching off a rotation of Elige, but look at Liquid's aggression. Look at the pace. They're bounding into the site like they did on the T-side pistol, looking to do the same story here, but they're down a man. Jameis hit a shot. He's so low, though, 23 points of health, and Nitro just trying to find that single bullet, but he can't land it. And Jay may have just saved the day here for AVANGAR. Only one man left up, and Taco's going to need a phenomenal pistol round here. No kit picked up just yet. No one fighting for AVANGAR. The climb on the top from Jame, and he's found 3.
Found 3 with 23 HP as well. So constantly just being in danger, but managing to prevail. Excellently done by AVANGAR and Jame, especially there. And Dima just starts things off with a pick in mid onto, I think it was Elige who went down with the attempt for a quick rotation through mid. That just opens up so many more avenues for AVANGAR as well. Team Liquid would have to be worried about someone pushing up through highway in that scenario. So they get the start that they need. Now it's all about capitalizing on the 2 anti-eco rounds. Scout being purchased by Nitro. Pretty decent investment from everyone on the side of Liquid outside of Taco is just opted for a Deagle, no Kev. Mid control happening as well. Dima, nice shot onto Elige there from mid. And again, this is the same setup we saw out of AVANGAR versus Godsend as well. They're not really interested in moving a whole lot to start things off. They just want to set up in a passive spread. Twist has gotten the opportunity to move up close. It could be good for 1 kill here. Oh, especially if Nitro's going to take the attention from him. No, James actually going to check in as well.
And they follow up. Nitro's dead. He does get the tag to Jame as he falls off, but Dima will finish him off. Now 2 players up, and already Krisen's on the site. Nafly giving away his rotation up highway. He thought he was clear for the go-ahead, but instead Liquid, they go full AVANGAR. They're going to save. They're going to hold on to their weapons as actually Taco wants to give it another opportunity. He does have a Deagle there, so there's the difference. Nafly not really equipped to deal with this, and Taco dangerously close with that shot to Dima. That's even closer. In fact, directly on his head, doing damage at the very least. AVANGAR don't need to chase this, and you can see how much more reserved they're playing now than they were on Mirage. They were very, very confident in taking these duels, hunting everyone down, but I think there's no problem with playing safe like this.
Yeah, especially when you need to stabilize your economy. This is the couple of rounds where you know you have a significant advantage, so might as well make use of it. Surviving with 3, that's the golden rule. And now, sure, they will go up against 2 players who've saved, but Taco only has a deal. He doesn't have Kevlar, so he's still very susceptible to getting caught out. And at that point, it's 1 ZZ with armor. So definitely something that they can overcome on the side of AVANGAR. 2 Mech 10s being purchased up as well, so they might be going first into battle. Demasik and Kiekert. In the hopes of racking up some cash. And they are the ones who have spent the most as well, obviously, so would make sense. And poke and prod and see if they find anything. Someone from Liquid trying to get aggressive. We saw it in the first round. Twist, for instance, trying to play up close.
Look at the stack.
It's a significant stack as well. Yeah. Taking a page out of AVANGAR's book.
Clever.
5 players over towards the B-bomb site.
Is that like a VP-style cobblestone mid-stack? Like, have they done a line? It almost looks like they've done like a line of contact So you have to peek them all at the same time almost. Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, there's, well, 2 players hiding. One of them is just hiding for his flash. And you have 3 peeking.
That's really hard to deal with. Even with a rifle. I think an SMG would be better there, to be honest.
And it doesn't seem like AVANGAR have any interest of actually going towards it. They were focusing heavily on the A-bomb side as well versus Godsent. It's going to continue to be the case. They still do their due diligence using their Molotovs, smokes, and whatnot as they execute towards A, only to find it completely open. Better safe than sorry, though.
Very methodical in the clearing of the site as well. Not taking any risks here, even spraying the smokes just for any aggressive hunting Liquid players. Ooh, I like this. No, I like this, because they know AVANGAR are probably going to reposition and exit towards T-spawn, and they'll all be there. Boost coming through. Optimistic attempt at best.
That's going to be a bit of a red light for teammates. Going to be like, something's up here.
Yeah, there's at least 2 in spawn, guys. Maybe more.
Well, might not expect the positioning from Nitro here, though.
Ooh.
Well, he does. Finds that kill. Nades flying over. Doesn't connect with any of the Liquid players, though, really. Ooh, here we go. Nice shot from James. And now the slaughterhouse begins. In comes the MAC-10s, and Kicker makes sure he gets 1,800 to boot. Dima was the second player to find 2 kills as well. So the 2 MAC-10s definitely make use of themselves.
Stop. Yeah, that's good timing there.
Yeah, I think it's a stop control. Just like control point or something like that. Will admit my Russian is not perfect.
No?
No.
Better than mine, I'm sure.
I mean, I'm working on it. In any case, though, AVANGAR has definitely been working on their T set of cash. That's for sure. Now we're going to have the first buy round. No offs in the hands of Liquid players. No offs in the hands of James either.
Let's see. Again, the slow default for AVANGAR into this buy round. Nothing super aggressive to start things off. They take good positioning, though. Kick it up in the boost spot inside of main. Crism playing anti-flash. They seem to be swapping between the 2, both of them just turning around. Not wanting to get bursted by an aggressive Liquid player. Jane with the smoke just trying to force out utility, but Liquid not biting. They don't really have any utility to bite. 2 smokes and only flashbangs apart from that. No kit either. So AVANGAR definitely better equipped.
A dangerous situation for Liquid. If they were to give up the save bomb side again, you can see how tucked away the B players are.
What?
Oh, Willie.
You hate to see it. Trade straight back though for Twist. However, I'm sure Kicker will be happy with that, considering he was fully blinded.
Definitely caught out. All that does spread the defense thin as well. And Team Liquid can't necessarily rotate anyone off the A bomb side, so it's going to be the 2-2 defense. Taco and Naflight have a monumentous task to deal with. They do still have a smoke though on Naf, so if there's any sort of sound cue, you can drop that smoke and make life harder for AVANGAR.
Ooh. It's a vent split as well. It's going to make it very, very obvious. Team Liquid, if they want to win this round, they have to rotate right now. Otherwise, the players on the sites need more than 2 or 3 kills. Taco with the first, but it's instant trade. Naflight drops the smoke, only to reposition, cannot follow up. AVANGAR with a man advantage and the bomb site under their control. They have no one sitting in checkers, though. 2 on the site, 1 in B main. Liquid are going to give it a go, but no kit. So time is playing against them.
Now there's a question if there's any point. We talked about James' position. I think that was a much more doable situation because, again, first off, he had a diffuse kit, so time isn't going to be as big of a factor, and it seems like Liquid have come to the same conclusion. Going to hold on to their weapons, so that means, a 9th round for AVANGAR, but not only that, obviously you're not going to have the greatest of buys coming in from Liquid here. They're probably not going to want to force it behind this. Then again, they potentially could, considering it's the first round round loss. Buy round lost.
One thing I'm finding crazy right now is the scoreboard. Kicker has 8 kills, Buster has 5 kills, and AVANGAR is still putting up a fight here. Those are the 2 best players on the team alongside James, who doesn't always step up, but when he does, it goes nuclear. Yeah, and now we have Doomsick dropping 19 frags.
Yeah, no, he's been massive for them so far. At CT side, doing a ton of work. I guess Kicker did have a say as well. I guess 2 of the frags he got here on the T side were versus Iniko, so maybe not get ahead of myself, but yeah, if AVANGAR are able to play close up to Liquid with their 2 best players not necessarily getting into it, then you only have positive things to look forward to. But one of the 2 rifles is going to get into immediate action. That's Kicker going down. Nitro to open things up. I still want to contest for mid control here. Are they expecting Leash to be below them though? No, they're not.
No.
Nitro putting in a man's work right here. They're even going to boost up. They're going to get more aggressive. Taco on his end as well. Push up all the way towards B. Crizzen doesn't seem to be aware of this, and well, this is just all falling apart. Crizzen finds 2, but really still 3 members to go through on the side of Liquid, and he has no idea where they are.
Even getting flanked still. A Liege on the boost, and yeah, it's a middle massacre for Team Liquid. Only a couple of rifles into the round, but that won't make a damn difference. They are going to find their 11th off the back of a half-buy. Pretty fantastic stuff for Liquid. That is the kind of round that is going to tilt AVANGAR.
Yeah, because that feels like one of the freebies that you should be able to deal with. Instead, Nitro just does a great job finding the 2 first kills on top of that boost. Again, AVANGAR, maybe they weren't big fans of mid-control. Maybe they're assuming that nobody else is either. But Liquid, with 3 players in the area, definitely wants to fight for it.
Well, we got the AWP in for James here. That's not made an appearance on this T side.
Go for a bit of a jump boost towards B, but it's already been smoked off, so no kill, no chance at it at least.
The double AWP for Liquid could be quite interesting to watch here.
Naf being the one to pick up the AWP. Or towards that A bomb site. They're just going to play really close to doors. Actually, no way. Yeah, that's Nitro. Naf is set up in checkers. So that makes more sense.
Oh, that was close.
Eyeing an opportunity. But yeah, Liquid giving up mid. Not really interested in contesting as of right now.
It's actually just a Liege repositioning. He was spotted in the highway, so instead of re-peeking highway, he wraps back round from car and goes into the connector because he knows that AVANGAR won't expect it. They're going to be focused on the highway. James almost peeks with a smoke. That could have been fatal because the Liege actually kind of timed that peek there. Smoke's down though, and Twister's opened up. He's actually dropped the bomb at the back of main. Not sure how that's happened, but this could cost AVANGAR the round. Crizzen luckily drawing it back, but it's still 40 seconds on the clock and a Liege playing a masterful position in mid. This is going to be so good, but does he realize Demasik is pushed up? He makes a drop, he spots the gun, and he will lose the battle. That's a pick for AVANGAR. Now things will start to collapse, but Liquid have rotated fully to the A-bomb site. They've got a perfect setup and a flashbang poised and ready, but Crizzen is faster. Twist is dead, and even though the players in main are blind, AVANGAR are splitting up this highway. 15 seconds on the clock, and this AWP needs to make an appearance, but it's only good for one. Taco with the same story, and they're just going to hunt him down. AVANGAR get the reset.
What a chaotic round there. Just so much back and forth. And as you said, like Twitch does such a good job initially with being able to drop the bomb on kicker in A main and then just maintaining main control for such a long time. The problem comes down to Crizzen being able to find Nitro from door, and Dima obviously winning out the duel versus Elige. You would have expected Elige to actually react to the fact that the gun tip was sticking out from white box as he moved forward. Yeah, said it's Dima to get the drop on him, and spirals everything out of control of Liquid's hands. And now, well, they're going to buy into this. 2 rifles, an AWP, 2 ZZ, so it's a better buy than what we had. But look at the aggression.
Which spray?
Crizzen, you need to be able to capitalize on that. And well, once again, boosts Nightmares.
When Liquid have these buys, they show no respect, CS. It was just 2 rounds prior where they heavy hit middle with only 2 rifles and 3 CZs. Now they have a similar buy, in fact, just a little bit better, and they just show sheer confidence. Taking duels, and although they lose Natfly eventually and Squeaky, it's a man advantage still held, and the Liege with mid on lockdown and Taco there as well. A late round boost, the second late round boost coming through.
Why not?
At this point, I'm all for it.
Did they hear that though?
Doesn't look like it.
Oh no, they're going for again.
Oh no!
Crazy recovery from Dima there. So man advantage lost. The continuous aggression from Liquid starting to be fended off. And Nitro, he's the one with the ZZ. He's alone on the A bomb site. The rotations are coming in quick. Actually, the rotation arrived from Taco. Here we go.
Well timed. If he finds his second kill, that's the round. The bomb's dropped, and yeah, Nitro will make it so. Everything looked good for AVANGAR there in the 3v3, and Twist, even though he rotated with the AWP, he was smoked off by the car. It was all down to that flank from Taco.
Yeah, Taco just, again, having a massive game, 20 frags, top fragging for Liquid, doing all he can to keep them in this. And it's so important as well, because these are rounds that Liquid are barely hanging on to, getting reset again, just deciding to force up into it, similar to what they did with the previous round where they saved 2 rifles. If they don't win those, that's a massive opportunity for AVANGAR to obviously not just avoid a reset themselves, but again, just gradually close that gap between them. Team Liquid right now on 12 rounds, AVANGAR with 10, but it could have very easily been reversed. Liquid needs to talk things through. Probably don't want to experience the same reset once again.
Yeah, that would not be a good time for it to happen. But do we have the money for AVANGAR?
We do, and it's not great. But they've opted to go for that, casual one man with a weapon, one man with a gun. We saw it versus Godzilla Mirage, worked out pretty nicely. Kicker just casually buying an AK, finding opening frags. This time it's Krizen who's going to have a lot of the pressure on him to perform. And that said, it's not like it's ruined his potential upcoming buy. It is just balancing out the money for that matter. But we've seen them in the past that they could forego that in order to drop it off to James. That's not going to be the case.
To be honest, I think that's a better idea. I'd rather see the AWP on Jane than a solo rifle in this round, because I'm doubtful that AVANGAR will be able to get things done. Liquid are sheerly out-dueling them on this CT side. And one rifle should not be changing that, because Liquid have not been, aside from this boost on Liege, have not been going for any crazy solo pushes. It's been very calculated and grouped up, and even the picks that AVANGAR find are within deep sights. So it's not like you can retrieve these weapons. They're not making the same mistake, though. They dropped the bomb this time. Actually, no, picking it up, going for the push. One smoke down and a second smoke over. Flash as well, but this position is so good from Liege. 2 kills and Twist to follow up as well. The rifle not having any effect, but now it needs to. It's up on Demasik in a 1v3. And frankly, things are already looking like they've gone from bad to worse.
Yeah, 40 seconds left on the clock to play with as well. I guess the rotation over from the B-bomb side has happened. Nitro is not in place to actually deal with that, but there's only a limited amount of time that Dima can waste here before he has to commit to something, and it seems like he's going around towards Squeaky. No, thinks better of it. Goes back to A main. The problem for him, though, is that even though Nitro is slowly moving towards B, it's still pretty steady two-man defense over on A. Okay, Dima has no idea what he wants to do, actually. He's just going to hold on to his weapon. He wants to save. I guess, considering the money situation, it's not the worst thing in the world. He has 1,100 saved as of right now, and the rest of them are sitting around between 2 and 3K.
This is only 2-round loss bonus as well, right? So it's not like he would even get any money from the loss bonus. This save actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's worth more than, obviously, what he's going to get in return.
Yeah, and if they were to buy around this, that makes sense. If they were going to eco, then maybe you could argue, oh, he probably should have died and just took the money, so he can at least be on par, but...
No, it's perfectly fine as he did it.
Yeah.
And again, like the likelihood of him getting nearly anything done in a situation like that is very unlikely. It does put Liquid on 13, and this time it's going to be AVANGAR taking the tactical timeout. Let's see. I'm still in hands of Nitro. Full utility on the NA squad. Utility is not really too much to brag about for AVANGAR. They've got 2 smokes and, 5 flashbangs. And that's it. That's it. So they can't set up for these methodical A pushes, for instance, with the Molotovs to force anyone out of quad or NBK corner, anything like that, even towards forklift. It's also going to be, again, much harder to take control over B. You can't Molotov out the bomb site. And the same goes for mid. You don't have any way of actually clearing out the sandbags area if you have a really passive player there. And Liquid are actually going to go with the 3-man setup. And, well, what's run boost? Oh, misses the shot.
That could have been the opener. That could have been the opportunity for AVANGAR. But
doesn't go. Doesn't go their way. Last time they tried it, it was smoked off, so there was no avenue for James to actually find a connection. This time he had a prime opportunity. Just misses the shot, and Twist makes matters worse before Kristen is finally able to reply. Maybe he could find this kill onto Liege. That would have been an opening onto the A-bomb site, but it's not meant to be.
Liege has just been so good this game as well.
It really has. Just a pillar for Team Liquid.
This position. Buster, he has to check it, but he's got an awkward angle. If he peeked it from a range, that'd be good, but he's going to climb up, and yeah, Nafai's going to have a drop on him. Awkward. First kill coming through in the vents is Nafai looking for the second he gets it. Team Liquid running rampant over AVANGAR in the second half. It looked like an opportunity for a comeback, but right now, I'm not believing.
It's just not coming together for AVANGAR, and again, the 2 standout stars in a normal situation for AVANGAR and Kicker and Buster haven't really been able to do much even when swapping over to the T side. Buster's still at 5 frags, so having no impact whatsoever, and they desperately need him to. It's going to be hard to do, though. 1 AK on the side of AVANGAR. They've gone all in here.
Don't blame them. Don't really want to play for OT in this kind of spot, but it's not like this round's going to go any better anyway. Kicker and Krisen already dead down in main. Elige looking for his third. James just on the other side of the Molotov. Elige doesn't need to commit, but I like it. Smoke, push, no respect style of CS, but James doesn't like the disrespect. The nade comes in to finish off the job from Twist.
Revenge of his fallen teammate and Naflight finds Dima strolling into mid by his lonesome. Bomb was never picked up either, so it didn't seem like AVANGAR had a big idea as to what they wanted to do with that. But they're going to get AKs for the last round on at least a few other players.
My problem here with the half for AVANGAR is I'm trying to think back. I can't think of a single round that they have played off of spawn and gone for a quick execute. Of course, Liquid have utility. It's very hard to do so, but why have we not seen a B rush? Why have we not seen an A rush? Why have we not seen a fast mid take with crisscross smokes? Very basic things, but AVANGAR have shown individually they're very good at getting these opening kills. They're playing extremely slow. They're allowing Team Liquid to take map control. They're allowing Team Liquid to play this like suffocating style of CS where after AVANGAR set up for defaults and split up, Team Liquid can double push. It's similar to what AVANGAR did in the sense that like they were always double pushing everything on the CT side. Now Liquid are just doing that, and AVANGAR don't seem to have a response. They're not grouped. And look at this, like no respect style from Taco, and there's no one there to trade. A perfect example of how this half has fallen apart for AVANGAR when they had such a good opportunity to close out this map, or at least pull it back to a reasonable scoreline. But at this point, Liquid, they're looking at putting the final nail in the coffin, the round 16. James does trade Taco, who still sits aggressively, but it's a small consolation in a horrible, horrible round.
Well, there's still room. They still have kept alive the players with utility on their side. 3 smokes, 2 Molotovs, so they can go towards either bomb site for right now. Buster's made his way out on boost, and that's something Twist is aware of. So, large part of that utility we talked about, that's gone. Crescent does at least get traded from Naf, but again, the aggression from Elige comes into play at AVANGAR on that T side, getting completely torn apart towards the end of it. And Liquid manages to close it out. They're going to the playoffs.
Congratulations, definitely deserving of that stature and to go through is what would be expected from Liquid, but maybe in a bit more of a shaky manner, especially looking at that first map. But they pull the full reverse sweep. They ruin AVANGAR's day on Dust 2, and Cash looks pretty convincing as well. However, there's definitely going to be signs of life in the future for AVANGAR once they can look back and fix their mistakes.
Definitely so, and as you mentioned, there are some pretty evident mistakes that AVANGAR is setting up with when they go up against the team of the quality of Team Liquid. And, you know, you're going to get punished for that time and time again. But again, not too hard to identify. Obviously, harder to fix as you go forward. But considering what we've seen in the current progress of AVANGAR, you do lead yourself to believe that actually will be something that comes to fruition.
There's definitely some potential in this team again moving forward. And of course, we're speaking like they're out. They're not. They've got another opportunity to find a victory and maybe qualify for the playoffs in that 3-2 spot, because that is only their second loss. So yeah, there's still a chance. Of course, it depends on the matchups that will be coming up later. I'm not sure if they're done yet or whatever.
I don't think they haven't done the draws, but we know that Mousesports managed to beat Na'Vi 2-1 in their best of 3, so they're through to the playoffs. That means Na'Vi are sitting in that 2-2 pool. That's a potential matchup for AVANGAR. I'm pretty sure North is sitting there as well.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. NIP obviously managed to beat North earlier today, so they're through to the playoffs.
Who's the fourth team?
Now you're Renegades.
Renegades. Ooh, so there's a very good chance. There's a realistic chance where we have a CIS derby, which could be the Na'Vi AVANGAR matchup, which I think would be exciting, but I also think would be a shame just for AVANGAR's sake. However, I think that's probably, like, if it were to be seeded, that's probably what would happen. You'd have Na'Vi, AVANGAR, and then you'd have North versus Renegades. But hey, I think those are all very good potential games coming up. So I'm sure we'll get those draws done and matchups made, so we can see at least how things are going to continue in the next couple of days. But that is us done, as far as I'm aware, for StarSeries.
That is, and I think we've managed to survive. Well, we have.
Only just.
Yeah, only just. But yeah, it's been a fun-filled event so far. Cool to see a lot of these upset teams bringing it to I guess the assumed favorites for the games we've had.
Yeah, of course. Not only AVANGAR, it was AGO, the other Polish team, to go through 3-0, managed to completely upset and take down VP on the way. So pretty fantastic performances from some of the teams that like maybe we expected something from, but they really exceeded these expectations.
Yeah, and the ones that started out rather poorly, Energy being one of them, they're still in it with a fight. So I can't forget them either. So lots to look forward to going into tomorrow.
Yeah, well, we do have a quick interview down on the stage with Parla.
Wilton Prado, also known as Zeus, the coach for Liquid. Great to see you, and congratulations. You are now through to the playoffs.
All right, guys. Woo. We're through.
Wilton, come on, man. Where's the fire and energy?
I'm gassed out. That was an intense match. Come on.
I'm being unfair. You are, of course, probably exhausted from that matchup, but you must be very excited now to have a day off, get some rest, and, of course, know that coming on Saturday is a place in that quarterfinals.
That's nice. It's the arena, right?
Yes.
We got an arena. I'm super excited for the arena at the Palace here. It's going to be insane. This was a really good match. I mean, we started off super slow, and they just capitalized on it big time. They just ran over us. Props to them. They're a really good team on the rise. I knew it would actually be a fight because these teams, when they want it so much, you just can feel it in their voices and the way they yell in the middle of the matches, and they wanted it. They came after it, but thankfully we were able to settle down, calm down, and just reset ourselves, play our game, and grind it out in the second and third map.
Okay, Wilton, give me the reason why you picked Dust 2 and also what your team was thinking when Cash was left up.
I mean, Dust 2 is pretty simple. We think we're one of the best Dust 2 team there are out there, right? Astralis, there was one bad game in the finals of Pro Leagues, but Astralis is Astralis. You can't say that, and each game is theirs. As for why Cash not trained, we know how we practice and what we focus on each boot camp. As proven against Astralis, just their train work, but maybe it's just a better fit. Our Cash, that's why we even picked it on them. We've been practicing that a bit without giving too much away. It's just one of the many maps that we've been working on.
That's one of the reasons why I wanted to ask you about Dust 2, because of that recent loss on it to Astralis. Clearly then, that didn't affect you guys too badly. You took it in your stride, and you still felt like you were very strong on the map, going into any other opponent.
Of course. I mean, not at all. Like I said, Astralis, it's a final. It's completely different, right? It's the first map. We already have a fame of starting off slow. And at the end of the day, when we say that we want to play our game, it just means we have to play of what we practice. We go to each boot camp and every practice session. We have goals and we have the maps that we're going to focus on. And we just aim to play what we're good at. We try not to focus too much on what the other team is.
Okay, so on Saturday, we'll be in the Palace. Have you been there before, Wilton? I haven't myself.
I haven't. I'm excited to be there. It's going to be fun. I hope it's another exciting match. I don't know who we're going to draw. I have to wait till tomorrow. But
Well, no, you can... Oh, no, you have to wait until tomorrow. We'll do a different draw shortly. No, but I've heard this Palace is quite majestic and fantastic. And so playing in a new arena, does that mean anything? Is that an extra joy to be performing in front of a new stage?
Always. I
On
mean,
a new stage, I should say.
always. Arenas are always way more fun. I mean, the crowd's there, everything. That's what everyone thrives to play for, right? And last time we were here, we had a good relationship with the crowd. They were cheering for us even against teams that normally have the crowd. So we're super excited to play in front of this Ukrainian crowd and hope everyone just shows up to cheer for us. It should be a hell of an event.
Yeah, the Ukrainian fans and whoever is traveling here to witness everything in the Palace, they're awesome. They were fantastic last time. And Wilton, if you'd like to say anything to them or the rest of the world watching.
I mean, thank you for watching. I don't know who predicted us to win. Don't want to tilt anybody today. I'm just messing with you, Chad. Love you, bro. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for cheering. Congratulations to my team and congratulations to AVANGAR. Keep an eye on them because they really are progressing fast.
Indeed, and they have another shot of staying in the tournament tomorrow. Who against, though, we'll find out shortly, Wilton, because we'll be doing the draw. But firstly, we'll head back to our casters.
You can't not love him, can you?
No,
Wilton's lovely.
Suze is an amazing guy, and obviously just an extremely good coach to boot. I mean, we can always talk about how much of an impact a coach has on a team, but I think it's very clear that Suze is a massive part of the identity around Team Liquid.
Well, we've actually been told as well we're going to have the draws coming up in just a minute. So once the guys get ready for that, we will be able to bring you guys live on stream the matchups for tomorrow and to find out, again, who will be able to qualify for those playoffs, who will be going through, because there's still a couple more slots. Here's the standings for you guys now, though. Let's break this down. What have we seen over the last 4 days?
Well, a whole lot of CS, that's for sure. But obviously, surprisingly enough, we saw HGO go 3-0. Surprisingly, versus pretty decent opposition as well. Virtus Pro taking them first, then NIP and closing it out with a 2-1 victory versus Mouse Sports. SK followed suit as well. They beat Vici in their first matchup, barely. Then they actually closed out AVANGAR 2-0, which we just saw falling to Liquid, and then they beat Liquid to secure their spot in a thrilling three-mapper. So that's the two first to go through. Team Liquid and NIP secured their spots to date together with Mouse Sports. So you're already getting a pretty nice group of teams there ready for the playoffs. But tomorrow, I think that's the really big thing to look out for. AVANGAR, Godsent, North, Na'Vi, Energy, and Renegades all have to battle it out and see who gets through. And obviously, there's going to be some changes depending on if they've played each other in the previous part of the tournament. That's how the Swiss system works.
Yeah.
I can't really keep track of that in my head as of right
yeah,
now.
I'm trying to think what potential matchups we cannot have here.
AVANGAR Godsend, at least.
Yes. Yeah, there's been so many games. I'm not going to try and quote any now, but yeah, there could be some let's go over some potential interesting games here. We could have the AVANGAR Na'Vi matchup, which will be a really fun CIS game. I think it'd be good to see Godsend North if they haven't already played, because it's against Sweden versus Denmark. We had a North versus NIP game today that went the way of NIP, and that was a Sweden versus Denmark. We may have a bit of a repeat with a lower tier Swedish team, but definitely one on the rise as our North right now.
Yeah, no, but both teams are actually playing above expectations so far for the tournament.
Yeah.
Also to mention, I guess the teams that have gone out already, Vici and Gambit. I'd say Vici actually had a bit of a positive showing here.
Yeah.
Gambit not so much. So even though Vici they go out in the same spot, I think you have more to look forward to if you're Vici. But you have to consider the fact that Gambit also just brought in Mir. So it's going to be some adjustment time. Obviously, Doja needs to get acquainted with being the Ingram leader for a longer stretch of time this time once more, because they've already had that kind of Russian roulette kind of thing where who wants to Ingram lead on that side of Gambit. But outside of that, I guess things kind of shaped out in how you would have expected it in terms of what teams have gone out and whatnot.
I was going to say, not fully though. I think one of the big surprises for me this event has been Hellraisers dropping out at 1 and 3. Like that to me, again, VP going out, whatever, it's VP, like they're inconsistent. Gambit going out, okay, roster changes, inconsistent, etc. Yeah. But I'd say Hellraisers going out when they've been definitely on the rise recently, looking really good. Woxic and Ace are just slamming MVPs left and right for DreamHack events, etc. So it's a surprise to see Hellraisers drop so early in the tournament, but hey, they can always come back stronger in the future.
Yeah, no, they definitely can. And I mean, when you look at the teams they went up against, it wasn't necessarily the strongest path either to fight through. They lost 2-0 to NIP, but it was rather close games, so that led you to believe that all right, Hellraisers they can still have a fighting chance of making a playoffs here. But losing them out to Renegades, they dropped 2-0 to North, and obviously 2-0 to Energy earlier today. That's not where they wanted to be.
Well, we do have the draws ready for you guys, so let's jump right in.